All right, yo, man, we're back with our boy Shane Helms, chopping it up on a little bit of everything in sports. First thing is thoughts. You said you saw the Cena AJ match. Any thoughts on that, Shane?
Man, well, first of all, I got to say, I just read an article on how some astrophysics still think that the universe is a big hologram. So I'm kind of confused about my place in the world right now. That being said, I thought Cena AJ was great. I loved it. Two great guys.
Okay, let me go back to that statement. What are you referring to?
Just the big thing in astrophysics is how you try to connect the theory of relativity back to quantum theory. Relativity is like that's all the big parts of the universe. Quantum theory is all the little teeny tiny parts.
Right.
And so just you connect them. And I just read an article about astrophysics from an astrophysicist, and he thinks that there's just as much evidence out there to support that it really works kind of like a hologram, that the universe is actually on a two-dimensional field, but we just perceive it three-dimensionally somehow. So,
right.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you read it and you're not sure if you had an aneurysm or not.
That's a pretty crazy theory.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting.
Let's go back to something we I think. Okay, so what's up with the Cena AJ?
I thought it was great, man. I tweeted out like all the Cena haters need to render themselves obsolete at this point. At some point, you gotta give up on the hate of the guy. Anytime there's a big match, dude delivers. And I know it's real easy to go, yeah, well, this guy did this and this other guy did all the work. Man, he's a common denominator in a lot of big time, big money matches. And he pulls his weight. He carries his load. And, man, I thought it was great.
Plus, they have Roman Reigns to hate now.
Yeah, they got Roman to hate now for the exact same reason they hated Cena. So there's that. And toward the end, man, it was really back and forth. When you start to lose a feel for who might win and you don't know, that's when wrestling's good to me. It always loses something when I know who's going to win. It just takes something away. When you get to me to a point where I'm not sure what's going to happen, that's when you get 2 thumbs up for me. And I felt that way at the end of that match for sure.
Do you think, because one thing you always bring up with TNA is it's unpredictability. Do you think that I mentioned this yesterday and I wanted to see what you thought. Do you think that WWE's kind of now going out of their way to just swerve people, because people usually know who's going to win, like the Goldberg thing? I think nobody saw that coming, how it was going to happen, and nobody saw that Randy Orton was going to win that. Everybody thought it was going to be Goldberg. And do you think they're kind of going out of their way now to swerve people?
If so, I commend them for it, because that's exciting. It's not exciting when you know the punchline to a joke. It's not exciting when you know the end of a story. I mean, I can read a book 2 or 3 times and maybe get something differently out of it, but I'm not as excited that second and third time about the finish because I know what's happening. So, yeah, I mean, being unpredictable, like you mentioned, and I've said before, that's one of TNA's strengths. And I definitely think if WWE is doing that, that's the way to go. To hell with all those formulas that are so set in stone from back in the day. Things are different. Our fans are different. They're thinking differently, and we have to adjust as a product. So, yeah, man, I'm all for that shit.
Not only that, why wouldn't you want to be unpredictable in something that you can actually control? You can't do that in UFC. You can't do that in boxing. That's why, like, for example, when I was watching, and we'll get to that in a second, I was watching this weekend one of the big boxing matches. You and me both had Vargas, and Burchell came out there and just destroyed him, and I popped. I was like, I did not expect this. So in wrestling, when you can do that, I don't see why they don't do more of it. It's like I think people get lazy, just like the distraction finish and stuff like that. So I also commend them for that.
I think the only thing that was off to me was they didn't have that surprise guest.
Yeah, that's the big thing, bro. That's a big thing to me. That is a big thing to me. Yeah.
So that's the part that I feel like they missed out on, but the unpredictability of it being Randy, and I got no hate toward Randy.
But let me tell you something real quick before I forget. What I personally also didn't like is, okay, you built up Braun Strowman so long just for Corbin to take him out like that. And then when Corbin took him out, he really didn't do anything to capitalize on him taking out such a big guy they had built up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they didn't do. Di brought this up too. They didn't do nothing with Kaz. Kalisto just basically went in there, did all these moves that really kind of did. It was almost like, get your shit in before he puts the boot to you. But he should have just right after just chucked Kalisto out.
That's exactly what I thought was going to happen, and then it didn't.
Well, let me ask you guys a question. Well, here we are, like it's after. So we discussed it. We had a post show. We discussed it. But now I'm hearing the day after. I got a simple question. Right. Who got over? Who got over?
The guy that won, Randy Orton.
Okay, but that's the guy that's been there for 50 years. Who did they? What did they do in that Rumble to get somebody over? Did anybody?
Strowman got over pretty good. I thought Cass had a great showing.
Yeah,
I don't think Cass had a great showing.
I think
Cass did not have a great showing.
Cass didn't even eliminate anybody.
Yeah,
he didn't even eliminate anybody.
Yeah. I still think he had a good showing in there as far as what he was doing.
Sure, and it's memorable for the people. I think they were going for a lot of moments with a lot of people. Instead of having like one guy go all the way.
What was memorable with Cass?
That he was the first guy out there, that he had an awesome entrance, that he was like just put on that stage. It was for the fans and how they reacted to it. It was like people went wild for him coming out. It was just a moment. We didn't ask if
the fans were going wild. The question was, what did it do? Who got over in that match? Cass really didn't get over. No. He really didn't. Oh. Because people pop when you come out. Fuck, I'm pretty sure if I came out, they might pop. Go ahead.
Braun Strowman was getting over, and then they just eliminated him out of nowhere by another guy. That was the only thing that the guy did, was just eliminate Braun Strowman. Because they didn't really, they didn't put a rocket under anybody in the Rumble to do something to get one guy over strong.
But they planted a bunch of seeds for several different people to have stuff going forward.
You got to be a real. Like really engrossed in the product to have seen that. Okay, I didn't see it because, like I said, I'm asking you guys a question. Who got over? You're going to do a Big Cass, like Big Cass did not get over.
I'm not saying he got over the most. You know what I mean? But
that's not the question either. To me, Cass did not get over in that match, in that thing. To me, and it did to you, Shane, and it did to you, KG.
I said he had a good moment. I said he looked good. I mean, as far as
but like, who got
did I think he's going to headline WrestleMania?
Who got the rub? That's the question. Who got the rub?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Who got
the rub? Got a rub there, Shane?
I think Braun Strowman still had the biggest rub of the night. He's got to go out by somebody. And I guess they gave that to Baron Corbin. They still got. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to.
But I think it's supposed to be that the unpredictable nature. In other words, like in a chaotic environment like the Rumble, a monster like Corbin that they're grooming to be something, getting that shocking elimination. It's a moment for him. It doesn't damage Strowman.
Then what did he do after that?
Right, nothing.
But that was his moment.
The way they booked it, they didn't really book anybody to get over strong.
Picking a silver lining out of every cloud, and it's like, to me, it's like he really didn't do nothing, KG, after he drops Strowman. He should have been ripping everybody's ass in there just like Strowman did. The same thing Strowman and Corbin should have done. That's how you get him over.
And here, let me tell you something. Here's what you do with Strowman, too. What was the record of eliminations in matches last year? 12, right? Bro, Strowman should have eliminated 11 people before what's his name did that to him. That would have been a more memorable. Like you could actually talk about that. Now it's like okay, I know Braun Strowman eliminated some guys, but how many eliminate? 6, 7. It's like, so bro, they didn't get him over, and he wasn't in there with the top guys at the end. They brought all the top guys in at the end that were featured, and he wasn't in there with them. That's my thing. He's like,
right. So I think they did that to protect him, like because that's something they don't even want those guys to touch yet. That's something down the line to have those monsters in the same. It
would have been a more memorable tease if they were actually in there, in my opinion.
You don't think it helped him to eliminate Big Show and Mark Henry and stuff?
Those guys are like the biggest guys in the match and have 0% chance of winning every single year. It's like they're going to get eliminated, and they're going to get eliminated in a weak fashion.
Okay, let me.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Let me just pose a quick question, and I'll go one by one real quick. I'll even say it. Who got a rub in? Who got over? Who got a rub? Or who came out really looking good out of that thing? To me, just you could say, obviously Orton, right?
Yep.
And
really won.
Really,
the Goldberg
Undertaker. Goldberg, Undertaker, Goldberg taking out Lesnar and Undertaker taking out Goldberg,
That was good. I love that.
Okay. Yeah. That was good right there. Everybody got their little.
Those are your top guys, and that's your main spot in the match.
Right, but I like that. I like that. They're all interconnected. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. Other than that, I don't know where I saw anybody really getting any sort of a rub or getting over. What do you think, Shane?
I think Roman taking out Undertaker was nice. That was nice for him, and I could see that leading to WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
They need somebody for Undertaker.
That's not a guy that needs a rub. Roman Reigns already been in a WrestleMania main event. We're talking about what guys needed the rub that they got it. Nobody.
I mean, so you think the Rumble should just be about a bunch of people that aren't over?
No. But I'm saying, like, it's at some point there's like that guy.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with your point, but I think that's the wrong thing. I mean, I wouldn't see that as the biggest problem there. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are already over. That's the whole selling point of that match. That it's a bunch of stars in one match, not a bunch of people that aren't over and need a rub. Maybe they should have got over before they're in the damn match.
Well, okay, so like I said that the match, you know, I like the spots at the end. The rest of the stuff, I was like, I thought they were gonna use that spot with the Braun Strowman thing to really push Baron Corbin in that match, which they didn't. That was the mistake, I thought.
Yeah, that was.
I'm not going to disagree with that. I agree with you there.
Yeah, so
I agree with that. No,
all right.
Notice too, after Bill took out after Bill took out Lesnar,
right?
And just look how choppy and sloppy his stuff is with everybody else in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that just looks like,
ring rust.
There's a ring rust. I guess like he doesn't have whatever exposure to a ring, but man, there might be a good reason that everything is so short.
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, of course, without a doubt. And he might have told them, look, I just can't go anymore, so we got to book this guy as a killer to get the best out of him, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah. That was a huge pop when he took Brock out so quick, man. I like that. I think it was a really good misdirect too with bringing out Roman Reigns at number 30. I thought that sent people thinking a certain way, and that's what a great misdirect does.
And that was done on purpose.
Yeah, had to be. Had to be. I thought that was really well done.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things I liked about it. I mean, I don't know if it would be one of my favorite of all time, especially with the lack of surprises. And I'm not going to disagree with Glenn in terms of normally there is that one guy that wasn't quite where he should be that kind of has some cool things happen.